Let's talk about gold. We're about to dig into its incredible 40,000-year story, a journey that shows how one single metal has completely captivated humanity and, honestly, shaped the very foundations of our world. So, right off the bat, let's get to the core question. Why gold? How did this one element become the ultimate symbol of wealth, of power, for literally millennia? Well, to figure that out, we have to go way, way back. Our story doesn't start in some bank vault or a royal treasury. Nope. It begins at the very dawn of human history, where gold's almost mystical appeal first took root. That's right. You're seeing that number correctly. 40,000 BC. Archaeologists have actually found flakes of natural gold inside Paleolithic caves from this period. I mean, think about that. Long before we could write, long before we built cities, early humans were drawn to its unique, unchanging shine. It was admired purely for its beauty, way before it was ever used for money. Now let's fast forward to ancient Egypt, where this obsession just exploded. For the Egyptians, gold was literally the flesh of the gods. It was a symbol of eternity itself. According to their own records, it was considered more plentiful than dirt, and they used it to cover everything from the pharaoh's thrones to the massive treasures they buried for the afterlife. For thousands and thousands of years, gold was just this beautiful, passive symbol of wealth. But then, a truly revolutionary idea came along that changed everything. What if this gorgeous treasure could become an active tool for trade? You can see the evolution here. While the Egyptians were smelting gold way back in 3600 BC, the real game changer hit around 600 BC in the Kingdom of Lydia. They created the first ever coins, a mix of gold and silver. But it was just a few decades later that King Croesus perfected it, creating the world's first pure gold coins. This was huge. It created a standardized, trusted way to trade that anybody could recognize and accept. So, with coins in circulation, gold became more than just money. It became the bedrock of global finance, the very foundation that entire empires would build their economies on. And this wasn't just a local thing. It went global. From the Persian Empire's Daric to the Roman Aureus, these gold coins were the engine of international trade and a powerful tool for governing. Having a stable currency backed by real gold let these empires manage gigantic territories and incredibly complex economies. In more modern times, two major systems really cemented gold's dominance. First, you had the classical gold standard in the 19th century. This was pretty straightforward. Countries linked their money directly to the gold they held in their vaults. It created a lot of stability. Then, after World War II, things shifted to what we call the Bretton Woods system. Now, this was a little different. Most of the world's currencies were pegged to the US dollar, and the dollar itself was pegged directly to gold. For decades, this system worked and gave the world a sense of economic stability. The whole financial system revolved around this direct, physical link to gold. But that link? It was about to be broken in one of the most dramatic moments in financial history. This was the magic number, $35. Under the Bretton Woods system, the United States basically promised the world that it would exchange 1 ounce of gold for exactly 35 of its dollars. This fixed rate anchored the entire global economy. It was a promise, set in stone. Until it wasn't, in 1971, the U.S. was facing huge economic pressures, from war spending and rising inflation. So they just stopped. They abruptly ended the ability to convert U.S. dollars into gold. That single act severed the link that had propped up global finance for generations. And just like that, money became what we now call fiat currency. Basically, money that isn't backed by a physical thing like gold, but by the trust in the government that issues it. A massive, fundamental shift. Okay, so if gold no longer backs our money, why are we still even talking about it? What's its purpose today? Well, that brings us to its modern, but still incredibly crucial legacy. Today, gold has transformed yet again. It's not official money anymore, but it plays a few really important roles. It's known as a safe haven asset, meaning it's where investors run when things get chaotic. It's still essential for jewelry, and surprisingly, a lot of our technology. And maybe most importantly, it's seen as a shield against inflation, which is exactly why central banks around the world still hold onto enormous reserves of it. It's like the ultimate financial backstop. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to end on. Right now, we live in an age of digital money, of cryptocurrencies, of transactions that happen in the blink of an eye. So why? Why does this physical, ancient metal, the same one our cave-dwelling ancestors first admired, still have such a powerful grip on our minds and our economies? maybe its true value isn't just that it's rare. Maybe it's that it carries with it a 40,000-year history of being the one thing we can always trust.